Hi there, it's Connie-Rae. Welcome to StampItYourselfAustralia.com. Thanks for joining me today for this crafty share. I have made this little box, a birthday box or a anniversary box. I'm not quite sure what you would like to, well, I put a happy birthday box on it, but this little box you can put just about anything in and it's so quick and easy to make. But the main purpose of this tutorial today is to show you the new in colours that we have got some new designer series paper coming available to you as of the 1st of June in the new catalogue, and so this is a bit of a sneak peek. We're allowed to purchase some early as demonstrators and make some items that you might enjoy and share it with you so that you've got an idea of what's coming up. So this particular one is called, I better look on my piece of, well, I look at the catalogue, but I can't show you what the catalogue is. But it is called the Colour Theory Designer Series Paper Stack. There is 48 sheets, 4 each of 12 double-sided 6x6 pieces. And it's called the Colour Theory Designer Series Paper. And it's absolutely gorgeous. I love this because it's not very busy and you can use it. It's not busy to look at. That's what I mean when I say busy. Some people probably have a different concept of what I mean by busy, but that's what I mean. I'm not really good with very busy designer series paper. I like it to be quite simple, and these colors do come in kind of different looking designs. So you will see, like, this is more like a marble one that I've made the box out of. You've got like a wood washed, you've got a crackly that looks rather, see how that's all split and crackled looking paper. And we've got the marble one, of course, and we've got a marble one, of course, and some lined ones. And what else have we got? Pretty much the same. And then on the backs of them, you've got the different light, what do you call them? Different steps in colour. So they're going from light to dark, and they're always interesting. That's really interesting as well. All of these are quite interesting in the terms of the way that you can use them. So you can, they've got quite a lot of options that you could utilise. In today's tutorial, so I've done the, let me see, I'll just quickly show you the, sorry, I was organised until I switched the camera on. And of course, it's always psychological with me. Turn on the camera and I lose my bearings. This is the gorgeous, oh, the colours that they come in are Berry Burst, Old Olive, Crushed Curry, and Denim Damper, and Whisper White. But the Whisper White, I think they're referring to the back of the crushed look, the crackle look. So that's why they're calling it that. This is the Berry Burst. Did I say Burst Berry or Berry Burst? It's called Berry Burst. So I thought I might do one using the Berry Burst. It's quite a, yeah, you don't quite get the colours on the camera, do we? That's the Berry Burst version. And then we've got the Old Olive version. And of course, all the papers are the same. They've all got the same kind of designs, but they're just different colours in that respect. And the yellow version is quite good too, and I'm working on a few designs with those. So anyway, I thought I would do today this tutorial. I've done this one in the Dapper Denim, but I'm thinking that I will go for the Berry Burst. There we go. Whew. Okay, so let's get cracking. It's really quite easy. I used a black cardstock for the bottom of this box. It's not a very hard box to do. And I used the designer series paper for the top. And I've also used one of our new punches, but I'll go over that with you in a second. And a new stamp set, again, from the new catalogue. And the little gems, they're from the new catalogue as well. So you need a piece of cardstock that measures really, really easily. The measurements for the cardstock are going to be 5 11/16. Let me just get that in there. 5 11/16. About 5 11/16. Oh, I hope you can see that. And 5 11/16. And while I've got the scorer out, save me getting out the big scorer, you score it all at 1 inch on all 4 sides. So I'll use this instead of the scoreboard. One inch on all four sides. And 1 inch on all four sides. Okay, so that's your base. And then for your top, you're going to grab your preferred designer series paper. I'm using this one. And you're going to want that to be 5 3/4 in width and height. 5 3/4. So you're not really wasting much, which is really good. Just a snippet of a trim. So, and that's super because that's like a 6-inch piece, and you're just taking a slight trim off it. Now this one is scored at 1 inch on all four sides as well. So as you can, be careful not to cut that one. As you can see, it is really just a matter of very slight difference in the lid and the bottom, and that's really good. Really easy to use, really easy to put together too. One inch on all four sides. And then you've got your cutting and your scoring out of the way. Try not to run it through too many times, or you will end up with those holes. So do all of your burnishing gently on your designer series paper, because you don't want to over burnish. It will rip if you overdo it. But this is pretty good designer series paper, as they always say. It's pretty hard to beat. So, but it still can rip if you are not careful. And your cardstock, of course, is very tough. Okay, and then of course the next thing that we're going to do is we are going to cut up into our little corners, and these corners are going to be cut just like any corner that we do, which is we take a little snippet off the side just so that it closes nicely, and we trim up straight up into the little square and take a little nick out of the side so it sits nicely when we glue it. And we do that on all four sides of both the lid and the bottom. Sorry guys, you can't see me because I'm bringing it up close so I can see it, but I don't think you can see it. But really, most people know how to do this, and if you don't, I do apologise. I have brought it back into Canva now. If you're new to crafting, the reason that we do this is so that the middle pieces meet in the cardstock and they're even when you glue them all together, and they don't stand up and you can't see them when you glue them down. So that's the base done. And the same for our top. It's a bit harder to see on the camera with this little, with this designer series paper. I love this effect, it's gorgeous. This is the first I did a lot of, well, I mean, I like a lot of the designer series paper, but I do find that I prefer stamping to designer series paper and creating my own designs. That being said, I find it sometimes a bit difficult to use designer series paper no matter where it comes from. And I have found that this colour theory one is quite good because it's not overly difficult to marry it up with matching and stamping. So I like it when it comes out like that. The ones that have got lots and lots of prints and images on, I'm still working on that. I'm not very good with it, I think. I think I just prefer to stamp and create my own designs. But it all has its place, let me tell you. At least I know with this stuff, if I need it, I've got it. and it's always good quality, so that's always a bonus. Now I'm going to use Tombow to glue my box together. Whoop, swapping glasses here. I like to use my big glasses and my little glasses for things. I'm just going to use Tombow because it's easier and it's quicker. So just cover it in Tombow, just your little corner on Tombow on all 4 corners, and then you can stick it together. I hope everybody's got their catalogue and they've been browsing around, because you can get catalogues through your demonstrators. So if you need one, you should have gotten one by now from your demonstrator. So we're just going to bring that up neatly back to the corner and hold it for a few seconds so we've got time for the glue to grab, which should be about now. Doesn't take long. Depending what you put in a box this size, you that side's a bit high, isn't it? What I did there. Anyway, doesn't really matter. Oh no, it's probably just me. Okay. Yes, if you have got your catalogue, I'm sure that you've browsed through it and thought, ooh, don't we get excited about our new catalogue? But they are good, aren't they? Every time they bring out a new catalogue, it's like, really? Sometimes you think, oh, they can't do as good as they did last year. And then they surprise you. They do. All right, so there's the base of our box. Nicely secured. Nice shape. And because you can put anything in this. It's a good size box. And then we are going to do the same for the lid. And this should grab pretty well because it is designer series paper, so it's not as thick as the cardstock, but it certainly should grab quite well. And one more. And okay, there we go. All right, so that is our lid and that is our base. And all going well, it should always come together. Heaven forbid it doesn't. And it sits beautifully inside. How easy is that? And look at that top, it's gorgeous. The colour is just absolutely beautiful. So that is the box. Now, the next thing that I have used is the shimmery white cardstock. And I've punched out a couple of labels. And I am using a new set that is available, which is this one. Oh, can't see that, can you? This is Label Me Pretty. That's what it's called. Ooh, let me hold that back for you. Label Me Pretty. You'll basically end up with pictures, stamp sets. These are all the stamps that you'll get in it. I've stamped them out because I was trying to work out a design with them. So basically that's what you'll get in that, and it marries up with the same style punch. So that's really cool. I liked that one. So for today I used the Happy Birthday. Oh, you can't see that because my light is just reflecting so badly. Do apologise, folks. I am using the Happy Birthday one, which is my light. There we go. Ooh, happy birthday. There. So you've got the Happy Birthday. You've got circles. You can punch these out with your circles, but they also go into the middle of the punch itself. It's a really nice set, isn't it? My light is really awful. Maybe if I did that a bit more. Can I still see? Yes, I can. Can you see? Is that a bit better? A little bit better, isn't it? Anyway, it's a really lovely set. Great punch. Well, you can probably see the colour a little bit better now too. Maybe I had it too bright. Okay, still working out the technical bits, but I'll get there. All right, so basically I have punched 2 out of the shimmery white cardstock. 2 pieces using that punch. Oh, I should have stamped it first. It would have been so much easier. God, I'm a sausage. I'm such a sausage. All right, let me try that again. Have I got any more left on that one? That's not going to fit. All right, let me have a look. Oh. let's have a quick squeeze. I'll just cut a little bit here. Can't believe I did that. It is much easier to stamp and then punch rather than the other way around. So don't make the mistake that I just did, guys. So we're going to be using, I think my camera's out of focus too, just some Memento ink, or if you want, if you've got the new ink, the Berry Burst, which I haven't, because it's just like, ooh, deciding what to get is always a little bit tricky. Just make sure you can see that. Isn't that cute? It's a lovely little stamp set, and it's a lovely little punch. Okay, so we're just going to punch out that label. Make sure that I can see it. It's good that you can see it, but it would be better, because I think the last, funny, I reviewed one of my previous tutorials, and when I was reviewing it, I noticed that the top of the box that I'd put on was actually crooked, and I was like horrified. I thought, oh my gosh, I finished a design that was a beautiful box, and I did that. It was crooked. So anyway, I do apologize for that, guys. But you know, these things happen. Okay, so what I did is I didn't want to take anything away from these gorgeous patterns and colors and stuff like that. I really did want to keep it minimalized. So, and then I thought, well, I'm just going to pop that on top. But then I sort of needed something more. So what I did is I basically took that punched out the same shimmer white, and then I cut this in half. Whoop, this piece in half, literally just straight in half. And then I'll show you what I did next after that. Just to give it a bit of dimension is really the only reason that I did it. And so I got some dimensionals, and then I popped basically half on half. So I put a little bit of a backing on the original one. So it just gave it a little bit more of a depth, and it made it look a bit higher and a bit wider. So with my dimensionals, that's not dimensionals. Where did my dimensionals go? Where did you go? Okay. So first time I put these on, I just placed it behind, but make it not obviously making it look like 3 or 4 labels, just marrying it up with the half straight up and down so that it just looks like a little bit of an extension of the original label, which is what you want. But it also just gives it a bit of dimension. You could use the Berry Burst color if you've got it, and just oh, that didn't work very well. And once these dimensionals grab, they grab, don't they? Yes, you could use your color and just sponge around the corners of the color, using the color around the edges of your label. That would look nice, but I haven't got the Berry Burst. But it's nice, the shimmery white, because it's got a tiny little bit of shimmer. You can't see it on the camera, so there's no point in me even trying, because it wouldn't work even if I wanted it to. Okay, there we go. Okay, and then another few dimensionals. You'll see how it's split on the back, but it's on the front. It's giving a little bit of an extension to the original label, and it's given it a bit of dimension, so it doesn't look alone when it's sitting on the box. But I didn't want to take anything away from that gorgeous paper, because it's just beautiful and it stands out on its own. And when you're giving a gift to somebody, that is really like the brightest thing that they see, as well as the little happy birthday. So this little happy birthday one goes really well just in the middle like that. See, isn't that lovely? Looks really, really nice. It's such a nice little box. Now I don't have, as I said, I don't have any Berry Burst. So I thought that I might actually use, shall I or shall I not? Let me see. With the blue one, I used Island Indigo, and I used an old one that we no longer have available anymore, which was this chevron-y kind of material. Let me see. Yes, look, we'll do give a bit of a rustic feel. Why not? If I've got enough. Hopefully I've got enough. And all I did was this. I just pulled one end, tied it in a little bit of a half knot, then looped it over, and then pulled it into the second knot. And that is all I have done, because you really don't need much more. Paper and ribbon with me is pretty much the same thing. We don't always get along. All right, so there is a little bit of a rustic box. I think it looks all right, actually. It's amazing when you think about things too much, they don't always turn out. But then when you pop it on, you think, oh, that works. Okay, now the other nice, gorgeous little thing that we have here is the clear faceted gems. So these obviously are new, and you can get your hands on all of these products as of the 1st of June, which is not that far away. I'm dying too, because there's lots of other products that I want to get. So if you haven't got a catalogue, do get in contact with me, because you can purchase one through me. Actually, you can go in and you can purchase one. No, you have to contact me to purchase one. And I'll arrange for you to get one sent to you. But that is basically an introduction to the colour theory papers that are coming out. So, and a gorgeous little super easy box, and a new stamp set, and a new punch, and these I always call them faucets, faceted gems. And yeah, it's all beautiful, works well, easy peasy. Hope you liked it. Thanks for stopping by, and I will be back very soon with a new tutorial that I will go off and work on as we speak. Thanks for stopping by, and hope to see you soon. Bye for now.